I ran the half marathon before the date ever arrived of running the half marathon. Like in training, I ran that half marathon. The training was the second most important part of it. The first one was relying on God and having faith in Him that I am in good health to run that marathon on that exact same day. And I was blessed. I was really blessed to wake up each and every day healthy, capable of running, training, documenting the journey. And here I am after finished. I finished the half marathon. Training was terrifying, to be honest. It was terrifying. Like I would wake up in the morning, I would go to work. I would go to work, finish. I would go to work for 8, 9 hours. Sometimes it would be 13 hours, 12 hours, depending on the amount of work that was pending in the shop, in the workshop. And after the workshop, sometimes I would get time to eat, to rest, to recover. Sometimes I wouldn't. And I would look at the timetable, I would look at the schedule. It would be 10 kilometers, 11 kilometers, 12 kilometers, 13, 14. Sometimes it would be tempo runs, sprints, intervals. Like it was quite a hassle. I have to tell you, it was quite a hassle. And I was training at nights most of the time. Most of the time it was at night because that was the only time I'm free after getting sleep, after finishing up my work, after finishing up content. The only time I was free was at night. I would train at night. People would be asleep. People would just hear footsteps running. Ta, 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 ta. Each and every day. Each and every day. Each and every day. And on top of that, I was building muscle while training for the half marathon. That led to another workout split, that was weight training throughout the week. 3 days of weight training, 3 days of running, 3 days of running. It was a wonderful experience and terrifying at the same time. I know I'm repeating myself, but it is what it is. Now, running the marathon in training was the toughest thing that I did so far out of everything that I have done. Even running this marathon, it was not as tough as running the 21 kilometers as training in the location I am in. So let me give you a framework. Let me give you a picture to imagine. All right, I live in an estate. It is 100 houses, and all the houses are in circular. So there is a road that is circular. It loops 430 meters. So I ran 430 meters. I took loop after loop after loop until I reached the 21 kilometers. Same thing to everything else, the 10 kilometers, the 11 kilometers, the 12 kilometers. Everything was a loop, a loop, a loop, a loop. It was, let me tell you, that was the most mentally challenging thing I have done. Like I would see the same house, the same car, the same location again and again and again. Like I was so used to it, I would just close my eyes and start running because I knew where the bumps are, where the cars would be parked, where there's an obstacle in the road. Like I would just know. I know where I am. I know when to turn. I know when to take a slight curve to avoid a tree, a wall. And that was the toughest training day. Becoming a hybrid athlete. And it all started in December. In December, I was training. I was doing boxing. It was Sunday at that time. I was boxing, I was training, I was skipping rope. And then in the estate, a few people were taking walks. They were taking walks. So a girl saw me. She was curious on what I was doing and she wanted to train too. So she approached me. She asked not politely that, could you please train me? We would train together. I really need the support, the motivation, someone to push me to train. So I said, okay, yeah, it's okay, you can join. So I started training her brother, and also another friend of mine who lives in the estate. We used to train together. And as we were training, the days went by, weeks after week. Consistently, we were training. She, all of a sudden, she said, like, "Do you know the Nairobi City Marathon?" I was like, "Yeah, I know it." She said, "I wanted to run it last year, but I could not go because no one else was running with me. I was alone, so I just cancelled the plan and I left it alone." So I thought about it. Nairobi City Marathon. It's a marathon. I never trained for it at that time. It was December. We were just thinking. We were just talking. And I said, "Let's do this. The four of us, the three of us, we can go. We can pay the money. We can pay the fee. We can pay the registration fee. We can join and we go as a group. We train. We train for it until the time arrives." She said, "Okay." I said, "Okay." I started training for it. Now that is when I started training, January 10th or 11th over there. That's when I made the new workout routine, running, lifting, everything in a week. I would just follow the schedule each and every day. And that's how it started. I trained and she trained. The friend also trained. But that friend was 50-50. He did not think he would go. I was sure I would go. She was sure she would go. So we trained month 1, month 2, month 3. And that is how I became a hybrid athlete. Like that marathon, when she mentioned it and when I started training for the marathon, I was like, who am I? I am lifting weights, I am doing calisthenics, I am boxing, I am running for a half marathon. I'm a hybrid athlete, and that is how I got that identity of a hybrid athlete. And that's how it started. And after 3 months of training, that girl came to me on a regular training day and she was like, something has come up. I have to travel abroad. On the marathon day, I won't be here. She will be abroad. She said she will be abroad. She will be working over there. And after the marathon, after a month or two, she will be back. And at that moment, I had paid everything. I had done everything. And she said that. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, the plan was to go together, but that was just a motivation to do it, but it was never the reality of it. Like, alone or together, we would be running alone. Even if we were in a group or not, we would be running alone. We would have to find our way to continue running. So she said she wouldn't make it, and I was like, okay, no problem. And that's life. That is life. Like, you plan with each and everything to do it the way you want to do it, but life does not take it that way. Yeah, Allah has His plans, and He plans whatever that is best for us. And I'm a firm believer in that. If anything goes wrong, if anything does not go to plan, it is written. It was not supposed to go to plan. If it went to plan, something bad would happen. That would be much worse. The diet was something tough to hold on to be consistent with. Let me be honest. In the beginning, I would drink milk. I would eat ice creams as protein kind of stuff. I would eat ice creams, chalk sticks, milk, eggs, everything. Like just stuffing it in my face, and it was giving me quite good results. My hands were popping out, my chest, my shoulders were fuller, my legs were becoming bigger, muscular. And then suddenly, I became lactose intolerant. Like suddenly, I just drank milk. My stomach would start to ache. I would run to the loo a couple of times a day. Every time I drank milk, and I was like, wow, I can't drink milk. I left milk. I continued eating mala and ice cream. And slowly, as I was doing that, mala, I couldn't tolerate it. Same to ice cream, same to chalk sticks, same to everything milk related, including cheese. Like, you have to think about that, including cheese, imagine. And of course, I was in such a situation where I could not buy meat a lot. I would buy it, it would last me 2 weeks, 1 week, depending on how much I would buy. And I don't like eating meat a lot. It's like, let me tell you, I don't like eating meat a lot, especially when it's in the fridge. I'm like, should I eat meat? No. So I was focusing on eggs a lot. I would eat 6 eggs, 7 eggs a day, boiled, uh, fried rice, all of that, eggs. And the other thing I was focusing on was beans. Beans, beans, beans. That thing was going into my stomach day in, day out. Beans. Like every Sunday, I would buy a kilo or 700 grams of beans. I would boil them and then I would deep freeze them in the freezer. They would just stay there for the whole week. And slowly, during the week, on Monday, I would take 250 grams, boil, heat it, make stew out of it. Sometimes I would make chapati choma out of it. Sometimes it would be just heating them up, putting chili sauce, tomato sauce, eating them like that. That's the diet, and that was the diet, and it was not effective, it was not sweet, it was not good to the taste, to the flavor, but it paid off. Look, I finished the marathon. I'm here, I'm sitting, I'm healthy. So it was quite good. That was the diet. Recovery. Recovery, let me just say, it was sleep. Recovery was sleep. All I had to do, finish the run, eat, sleep, eat, sleep, eat, sleep. And the whole week I had only one rest day, that was Sunday. Sunday was a rest day, but the person I am, I don't like rest days. Like on Sunday morning, I would take a 5 kilometer run. During the evenings, maybe I would do boxing, sparring, punching bag, skipping rope. That's who I was. And it was quite good. Like just, casual things to keep the blood moving, keep the blood flowing. In fact, I started doing something called, ice bath. But not ice bath exactly. I would fill a bucket with water, put in ice cubes. I would fill it up with ice cubes until it would be ice cold, and I would dip my legs into it. Sometimes my arms, if I had done arm day and they were paining a lot, I would dip them into it, wait for like 5-6 minutes, and then I would remove them, dry off, take a shower, and then sleep. I started that, but then I never saw any difference. I never saw any improvement, so I just stopped it. And recovery was just sleep and the rest.